favorite time of the year when it comes to sports.
Love it.
Spring training, March Madness just around the corner, and in this neck of the woods,
putting is half the game. It's really 43%, but it's the most frequent shot in golf. And then if you add chip shots from the fringe.
You haven't seen it yet because it hasn't launched, right?
Nope.
But it is, how would you describe it? Not your father's golf show.
Well, actually, I think it is, your father's
Difficult
golf
thing.
show.
Okay.
And all it's going to do is hasten the departure of some of the other weak sisters.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf, along with Ellen Coloche. I'm Harry Donahue, and Ellen, I don't know about you, but for me, this is my favorite time of the year when it comes to sports.
Love it.
Spring training, March Madness just around the corner, and in this neck of the woods, everybody's itching to get out on the golf course, maybe get a lesson or two, and today, we have the perfect golf instructor, Dave Pelz.
What a guy he is, and he's on a real roll working with one of the world's greatest golfers, Mr. Phil Mickelson.
Phil's been, well, only a win and a near win over the past month, so something's working
Absolutely.
between him and Dave Pelz. Plus, coming up today, we have a look at a golf network unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Harry, this is cutting edge stuff, I'm telling you. It's something unlike you've ever seen before. We're going to have some segments. Think of The Bachelor meets golf. It's really interesting.
It's going to be called the Back Nine, and the emphasis is on, well, let's say entertainment. Also, we have our teed-off panel talking about what some local clubs in the Philadelphia area are doing to get new members. It's all coming up next, right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery, by Nike Golf, and by the Philadelphia Section PGA.
To the duffers, the hacks, we've been there.
To the 3 and 4 putters, we learned.
And to the Rough Riders and Sandmen, we're ready to teach you.
To everybody out there who thinks they can't play the game, the over 28,000 PGA golf professionals say, we're here to help you discover or rediscover the joys of golf. To you, and you, and you, we're here.
The Philadelphia Section PGA is here to teach you. Play golf, Delaware Valley.
It's time light beer got some character. 99 calories, 100% lager. Yingling Light Lager. Rethink your light beer.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Ellen, so many times in sports you hear the expression, it's a game of inches.
Right.
Football, you miss a first down or a home run in baseball or a putt in golf. But the Dave Pelz, maybe the premier golf instructor when it comes to the short game, it's more than a game of inches, maybe a game of 100, 150 yards.
And Harry, you had the opportunity to talk to him in Florida, and he's calling it the scoring game.
With Dave Pelz, I guess the guru, well, they say the short game, but I was talking to somebody who said you like to call it the scoring game. Dave, explain that for me.
Well, putting is half the game. It's really 43%, but it's the most frequent shot in golf. And then if you add chip shots from the fringe, pitch shots out of the rough around the green, sand shots, and wedges inside of 100 yards, that is now up to 67% of the game. 2/3 of the game are inside of 100 yards. All right. I call the short game from 100 yards into the edge of the green, the putting game, the game from the edge of the green into the hole. And if you add those two, that's the scoring game, because that's where 60 to 65% of your shots are taken, and 80% of your handicap occurs. Most people work on their driving, they work on their irons,
Sure.
but that's only 30% of the game, of the scoring game. Now the rest, I work on the scoring game, and we like to think that our schools are the best schools in the world, not because we're the best teachers or because we know more than a lot of people. There are a lot of great teachers in golf, but we're fishing where the fish are.
Obviously, probably you can reduce more shots for a high handicap or somebody 12 to 15 handicap than you can for a touring pro. But it still applies, obviously, to the touring
Percentages are
pros.
the same.
Right.
Even in the pros, 2/3 of their game are inside of 100 yards.
And one of your most famous pupils has been for several years, Phil Mickelson.
Yes.
And you work with Phil. I understand he got in touch with you primarily when he wanted to prepare for majors.
When I met him, I met him years before that, but then he called in December of 2003 had not had a particularly good year. And he said, can you help me in my short game? And I said, well, you're already known as one of the best in the world. I don't know, what are you talking about? He said, I need a quarter of a shot around. 1/4 of one stroke around in the majors. He said, now I don't care about, I've won, I think 30 tournaments at the time. But I need a quarter of a shot around in the majors.
That's one shot for a tournament?
It's one shot for a tournament. I said, well, where'd you get that? He said, well, look, I've tied or lost, been out of the playoff by one shot in 11 majors, and I've played in 43 and I haven't won one yet. I'm 0 for 43. So I said, well, look, I don't know the details of your game. I'll have to measure that, but I guarantee you we can improve at least a quarter of a shot around. I mean, I don't know anybody that's making all their wedge shots and all their putts, so we can, if we prove those at all, we'll help you. So I went out to California, we started working, and we've had a great relationship. I just spent a few days in Palm Springs with him last week, right before the season started, and this is my 9th year. He's a great fellow. I enjoy working with him.
Now, how often will you get together with him over the course of a season?
Well, it depends on how well he plays and what happens. I mean, 3 years ago, his wife was diagnosed with cancer, and he didn't play very much in the middle of the summer. And then his mother was diagnosed with cancer. Then he got psoriatic arthritis.
Right.
So he's been really struggling with his quality of life issues outside of golf. But he never uses it as an excuse. He says everything's great. And I was with him in Palm Springs. He's feeling really well. He's been on the medication he's on to cure his psoriatic arthritis. It doesn't cure it, it drives it into submission or remission. And so he's feeling well, and he's going to play well this year. His short game was better than I've ever seen it before in January, because he put greens and fairways and chipping areas and wedge areas in his backyard last year. So he's been practicing in December before I got to him in January. Now, to answer your question, we work before every major, and we go to the course the week before or 2 weeks before, sometime to prepare what is this particular course going to test your game in. And then we talk about what shots he should be working on and the strategy of where to lay up or what to do, whatever, to attack this particular course, because every course is a different challenge, and we want him to win majors. That's what, well, in fact, just to make a short story here, when I first started working with him in January 2004, we went for January, February, and in March, he said, now the Masters is coming up, what do we do?
Yeah.
I said, let's go there. Let's go there early. Let's really test the course and see, let's optimize your game for that course. And he said, Pelz, I've played in 10 Masters, that's 40 rounds, plus I've played several other, I've played 60 rounds of golf.
I know this course.
I know this course, I don't need to go. I said, how many times have you won there? He says, none. I said, well, look, you're over 43 your way. Why don't you do it one time my way? Let's go. Let's do it with my eye, through my eyes, rather than through your eyes. Let's just see if you learn anything. So we spent 2 days, dawn till dark. This was the Monday and Tuesday before the week of the Masters. He comes back to the Masters, he wins. We've been at every major before it since then. He's won 4 times, runs 4 majors now. He's doing well. I think he's going to win a major this year again. I think he's healthy enough now with his medication that he can play. I mean, last year he was, 10th or 15th, or something not as good as he's been in the past, but I think that was due to medication. I think he's as good as players he's ever been now, and if his short game stays as sharp as it was, I believe he'll be competitive and win one.
Well, a quarter of a shot around is not going to help me too much. Maybe 2 or 3. But Dave, it's been a pleasure. Okay. And has Phil asked for a half a shot around yet, or no? Is he still on that 1/4 shot around?
No, we're working. We're past it. I mean, if you looked at his major scores over the years, we've gotten about a stroke and a half.
Wow.
Now we're still working a little bit, because you can always improve. Until I keep telling him, until he makes every wedge shot, he can still improve.
There you go. And early prediction, Phil Mickelson at Augusta, right? Who knows?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mark.
You bet.
See you. And so far, it looks like Phil and Dave, well, dividends are paying off with the win, a near win in Los Angeles, all gearing up for that 3rd green jacket, perhaps this year at Augusta.
That would be amazing for him. And coming up on Inside Golf, we're going to show you a brand new TV network dedicated solely to golf. You be the judge of whether you like it or not.
If 5 friends are having a light beer and they all put their drinks down in the same place, how long will it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long. Because the rich amber color of Yingling Light Lager makes it stand out from the rest. The true lager flavor, however, makes it disappear. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager, from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Coming up in late spring, early summer, you may be seeing this on your TV screen.
You're watching the Back9 Network.
The folks at the Back9 say they won't be dwelling so much on instruction or tournament competition. They'll have another type of competition.
Location, Palm Desert, California. Literally in the middle of nowhere. The game, 2 dune buggies on a 5-mile trek through the desert, which will finish on the 13th hole of the Classic Club golf course. A 399-yard par 4. As an added twist, once they reach the course, they'll tee off with their old equipment. The rules. There are no rules. First one in the hole wins. Equipment. Golf clubs and a sexy caddy. The players.
My name is JT Snow. Used to play professional baseball, 13 years Major League. My name is Scott Erickson. I was a former Major League pitcher for 17 years.
What a great battle. That was awesome. I hope we do it again because I need a rematch, and I'd love to get another shot at Scott.
Well, that is a different way to play the game, that's for sure, Harry.
That is for sure. And I had a chance to meet with the co-founder and CEO of the Back9, a guy who has a very varied background when it comes to golf, and now he's trying to put it to use in a very unique way. Well, here we are on the set of the Back9 Network with the founder and CEO, Jamie Bosworth. Now, the Back9 Network, you haven't seen it yet because it hasn't launched, right?
Nope.
But it is, how would you describe it? Not your father's golf show.
Well, actually, I think it is, your father's golf show.
Okay, because I've seen the demo and I know where you're going with this.
And you liked it, and you can be my dad.
He told me before we went on, he's a little older than he looks. Now he's rubbing it in.
Well, I figured I had to gotta give you a singer,
I've heard worse.
That's right.
But Jamie, you've done it all. You've been a golf professional at Pebble Beach.
Yep.
You were a golf agent representing some guys on tour.
Absolutely.
And now you're starting a whole new golf network. Why?
Well, we just felt like the 60 million golfers out there around the world weren't being represented by entertaining content.
I hear you.
And, if you ask any golfer to close their eyes and tell you about their 3 best memories about golf.
Well, I don't know if I want to hear all of them.
Well, exactly right. But most of them don't involve tournament golf or what their scorecard looked like.
Right.
It's really about the relationships and experiences that
the things that have happened with their friends or whatever out on the golf course.
Right, and we wanted a network that would celebrate all of that, the entire golf lifestyle.
Well, it's certainly from the demo that I saw, you're not going to be showing any competitive rounds of golf.
Not
so
yet.
You're not doing that yet. But some of the things, some of the features, like what's his name, Jackie Flynn?
Jackie Flynn.
Tell me about Jackie Flynn and what he's going to do.
Sure, Jackie Flynn is actually, he's appeared in a lot of the Farley Brothers movies. Great comedian from Boston.
Right.
Actually a friend
He's got that New England accent.
He does, a friend of Clint Eastwood's.
Okay.
And Clint Eastwood recommended that we talk to Jackie. And we talked to Jackie, the whole network fell in love with him. And Jackie's gonna go around some of the most exciting golf destinations in the world, but his perspective will be that of the everyman. And so the name of the show is Jackie Flynn Plays All the Courses That I Really Can't Afford to Play.
Right, like Pebble Beach.
That's right, where we shot our pilot.
And I saw him out there. He said, you know, pretty soon he's going to own that house, whatever house that
That's
was
right.
on the back nine someplace.
Number 15.
There you go. Now, how about the beer cart girl?
Hey, you guys want anything?
No, we're pretty good.
We're good today. Thanks anyway.
Thanks.
All right. Hey, can I get you something?
No, I gotta drive. I have to drive. Thanks.
Nah, no thanks. Appreciate it.
No thanks, I'm good.
I don't need another DUI.
No, thank you. I don't drink.
Only if a kiss comes with it.
Hey guys, do you want a beer?
No, thank you.
Cervezas?
Oh, no, gracias.
She will be a favorite, I think, of most people, even though they may not admit it, especially to their wives.
Well, you know what? We did testing on our original storyboards.
Right.
And no matter how serious the guy may have appeared with his blue blazer on and his buttoned up jacket and his tie, he always said, hey, what about this beer cart girl thing? That looks pretty interesting.
It's more than interesting. Now, I have to ask you, the Back Nine Network, how did the name come about?
Well, we actually wanted an icon that not only here domestically that people would be able to recognize, but all around the globe. And so we thought of almost like a little golf ball going into a cup and reversing the nine, because we're taking a look at golf from a little bit different angle.
Okay, and it's going to launch sometime late spring, early summer?
Late spring, early summer. You will see it on a cable provider or satellite company.
And it's going to be 24/7 once it gets up there.
Absolutely, 24/7, 365.
Wow, and it is something you're going to want to watch, folks. The Back Nine Network. Tell them Jamie Bosworth sent you. You'll have fun.
All right, guys, it is time for the final elimination to determine who will get to go on the date with Adam. So, Adam, I'll let you explain to these ladies what they've got to do.
Well, something that's really sexy is when a woman can perform under pressure well. So we're gonna have a pressure putt. Wow, she crushed it in the hole.
Yeah.
Nice job. You've been putting so well all day.
I cracked under pressure.
Well, I guess that means...
Oh, good luck with this one, because she needs a lot of work.
Ooh.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
So whole lot of love. It's kind of like The Bachelor on the golf course. Harry, maybe we could come up with some kind of segment here on Inside Golf.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I don't know about that, but I'm dying to see how it ends on the Back Nine. And coming up next, our teed-off panel on what some local clubs are doing to get some new members.
I mean, my jaw hit the floor when I heard those names. I won't say them here.
Is this what they call being creative, or is it being backstabbing?
To the duffers, the hacks. We've been there.
To the 3 and 4 putters, we learned.
And to the Rough Riders and Sandmen, we're ready to teach you.
To everybody out there who thinks they can't play the game, the over 28,000 PGA golf professionals say, we're here to help you discover or rediscover the joys of golf. To you, and you, and you, we're here.
The Philadelphia Section PGA is here to teach you. Play golf, Delaware Valley.
Guests of Inside Golf enjoy dining at Sin Sin, the popular Asian fusion restaurant located on Germantown Avenue in the heart of scenic Chestnut Hill.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
The 3 courses may be coming together, paying the same dues.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with Teed Off, and today we're in beautiful Newtown, Bucks County at the Green Parrot Restaurant and Pub. And joining us today, Mr. Steve Javi. He's a Newtown resident and for 25 years was the top official in the NBA. He's now retired. All he does is play golf. Lucky guy. Joe Logan from myphillygolf.com, accomplished writer and golf impresario. And speaking of that, Tony Leodora, host of Golf Talk Live, voted once again this year the #1 radio show when it comes to golf in America. Gentlemen, almost the unthinkable is happening, it seems, Joe. There are clubs in the Philadelphia area, some pretty well-known clubs, too, who are waiving initiation fees to attract new members from other clubs. When I say unthinkable, when you hear this happening, you think, gee, is this what it comes to now? To help these clubs stay afloat, is this what they have to do? It seems like a pretty drastic measure, doesn't it?
It is drastic, and it is what they have to do. That's how bad the golf economy is right now. There are some clubs that have done away with their initiation fees altogether. Very few clubs even have waiting lists anymore. And a very knowledgeable person told me the other day, mentioned 3 really top tier clubs that have dropped their initiation fees from the 20 and 30,000s down to like 5, 6,000. I mean, my jaw hit the floor when I heard those names. I won't say them here, but
is this what they call being creative, or is it being backstabbing?
Well, you know, that's the problem. You get caught in this spiral, and despite the fact that they've been advised against it, of dropping your prices, same thing, you know, on a public course, dropping. You get caught in that spiral, it really winds up to be a difficult thing, and all it's going to do is hasten the departure of some of the other weak sisters. And in this case, I guess they're trying to blow a few people out of the water and make sure they're not coming.
Only the strong survive.
Yeah, the one that surprises me the most, though, that dropped their initiation fee, and they're allowing you to pay your dues with S&H green stamps is Marion.
If you can find
you know, that ought to cause a traffic jam on Ardmore Avenue, right? Right down there. Yeah, Marion, yeah, come on in. Anybody that...
No, they had a coupon in the shopper the other day.
That was it, yeah, I think so.
I think we have to run a qualifier and say that's not the case with Marion.
Once again, I told you, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, will you?
Okay, that's Tony. Steve, you know, but what I can see happening here is, you know, a little bad blood maybe. And, you know, one of the finer things about the Golf Association in Philadelphia are the interclub matches every springtime, right? And they usually start off on maybe the worst Sunday of the spring. And by the time it's over 3 or 4 weeks later, it's beautiful and everybody is having a good time. I know you've probably played, I don't know if you have because of your schedule in the past, but it's a fun time. You get to play and meet guys from other courses. But something like this that's going on, I don't know. I can see some courses getting a little upset saying, I don't want to play with those guys.
I think it's possible. Anytime you do something drastic like that, but like Joe says, it's something that has to be done because of the economy. They might feel that way, Harry, but you do have to do something economically for the golf courses. If not, they're not going to survive. I've even heard guys about, I don't know if you have, about merging. 2 courses or 3 courses maybe coming together, paying the same dues and so on, but being able to play 3 different types of golf courses. I think any type of creative thinking that can help the golf in this area is going to be wonderful for us.
Now, is this a Band-Aid, or is this something that's just here for a couple of years, or is this now the way it's going to be?
No, it's absolutely
it's
a Band-Aid.
It's never going to make a U-turn.
Absolutely a Band-Aid, no question about it. Okay. Well, you know, especially some of the clubs are making the deal is they will drop their initiation fee if and only if you are an established member in good standing at another private club.
You've been vetted elsewhere.
Right. Yeah. They know that you're not going to just jump clubs, come in from the public sector.
They're giving as well, it's a chance to join 2 clubs. But realistically, people are not going to stay in the one place. They're going to go to where they're being attracted and offered, right?
They're essentially poaching from each other because we're not growing a lot of new golfers, so they've got to poach from each other.
If you're a member of a golf club, you're a free agent.
Right.
You're being pursued. You're being, entertained maybe by another club, and they say, hey, why don't you come over here, sign with us?
I hear stories about 5 or 6 guys at a club getting together and approaching another club and saying, we'll come as a package deal if you give us the right price.
Right. And I understand that, but Joe, here's the thing too, is that if you're satisfied, you said something about Marion, or I'm at White Marsh, which I really love, I've been there my whole life, I really don't want to move. If they entice me by no initiation fee, I'm still going to have to pay their dues, though. Right. So it's almost like the real estate market where the enticements for the first-time buyer. So for the people who aren't a member of a country club that don't pay dues now, Tony, all right, it's the same way. I mean, I'm not going to buy another house because the market's down, because if I don't have the money to pay for 2 houses, I can't. If I don't have the money to pay twice the dues, I'm not going to play 100 times just because I'm paying 2 dues.
You're not paying twice the dues. You got it back. They're asking you to leave your club, go to another club. And here's where it comes in that really is like poaching. And Joe says, let's say that one club had trouble the year before and they're going to have an assessment. Now somebody says, okay, no initiation fee, come to our club, we don't have an assessment this year. They go there, then they get in trouble, they're going to have an assessment. Was he going to go back?
That's the bad blood, Harry.
Yeah,
right.
we've come to.
Right.
And we've also come to that segment here of Teed Off where we go to the bar. Ellen Kaloje is there, and I understand she has somebody who actually has a question for me. Ellen?
Thank you very much, Harry. And right now we're joined by Sean Quinn. Sean, where are you from?
Newtown, PA.
And what is your question for Harry?
Harry, what did you learn at the PGA Merchandise Show that you didn't know before?
I'll tell you, one of the things I learned at the PGA Merchandise Show was the fact that Dave Pelz was a rocket scientist for NASA before he got into being a golf instructor or coach or whatever, the king of the short game. And the other thing, he told me that the first time he had conversation with Phil Mickelson, Phil said, all I want you to do is shave 1/4 of a stroke off every round I play in a major. And I said, wait a minute, that amounts to 1 stroke per major tournament. And he had done the research himself, Mickelson, 6 or 7 times. He missed winning or being in a playoff in a major by 1 stroke. How about that? That's what it comes down to. It's a thin line. And we want to thank everybody here at the Green Parrot. Had a great time here at Newtown, Bucks County at the Green Parrot Restaurant and Pub. Inside Golf is back with more right after this. Looking for a comfortable dining and get-together spot in historic Bucks County? Welcome to the Green Parrot Restaurant and Pub in Newtown. The kitchen features wood-burning stoves, specials for lunch and dinner daily, a wine list that features more than 60 offerings, and there are 24 different draft beers. All this in one very unique place, the Green Parrot on Sycamore in beautiful Newtown.
It's time light beer got some character. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. And next week, we return to the Orlando area and a resort and golf course, Mystic Dunes. I was down there recently. That's a place you're going to want to check out.
Looks beautiful. And then while Harry was interviewing guys like Dave Pelz, our own Tony Leodora was out checking out all the greatest products at the merchandise show. We'll have Tony's top 10 products.
That's always a winner. And for more on Inside Golf, just go to our website, insidegolf.net. So that's it for this week's edition. For Ellen Kaloje, I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. See you next time on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf has been brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery, by Nike Golf, and by the Philadelphia Section PGA.